I'm Spencer.
And I'm Rosie.
And this is The Itch, and we're here to talk about Bravely Second End Layer for the 3DS.
Wow.
This is by Square Enix, your friends that brought you all those classic Final Fantasy games, here to bring you another classic.
Ooh, this is a classic already.
This is a turn-based RPG, much like they used to be back when we were just little boys running around frolicking.
Yeah, in the fields.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
So if you like those kinds of old school games, this might be the one for you. You play as you. Y-E-W. Very unfortunate name.
Yeah.
Don't know why they would do that.
I don't know why they don't just change the name something like
Maybe David.
Yeah.
Or John.
Or maybe not the same word as you.
And you meet some familiar friends from Bravely Default. This is obviously the sequel. And some new faces. I didn't actually play Bravely Default.
What?
Yeah. I played the demo and I liked it, but I was too busy with other
I love
stuff.
Bravely Default.
So if you like Bravely Default, obviously this is probably in your ball court as well. And you have to take down a mysterious new foe.
Let me guess. You meet him like in the first 10 seconds of the game.
Absolutely. He's right there. He's right there just hanging out.
I bet.
This game, if you can figure out, is turn-based. And that's great. We don't see very many of these games.
Right.
But this has a special little part of it. If you've played Bravely Default, you already know. But if you haven't, it has what's called Braves and Defaults.
What?
Braves are basically you have a turn of attack.
No.
But you're able to use many turns of attack. You can use 4 turns of attack in 1 turn.
This sounds broken.
Does your brain just explode?
Yeah, it did a little bit.
Oh, man.
It came out. I guess coming out the side, but
Oh,
I
no.
wasn't keeping it in.
Oh, no. So you can choose to brave up to 4 times in 1 turn, which means you attack 4 times or do a move 4 times.
Right.
So you can hit,
Just stab.
stab. But what happens is it means you've essentially used 4 turns. So you'll have to recoup that later.
Mm.
You can also default. Default means you basically defend for a turn, but you gain a brave by doing it.
Mm.
So the game structures itself around you strategically using your turns to where you're not just like out in the open to get hit, but at the same time you're able to do a lot of damage in 1 turn.
That's actually one of my favorite mechanics of that game.
Right. So there's an excellent sense of strategy that goes into that.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to be as most efficient as you possibly can. And the bosses, it becomes a real war. So the other cool part about the gameplay is jobs. This is my favorite part, and this is probably most people's favorite part about this game.
Yeah, that's like the biggest pull.
The jobs are there are 24 jobs in Bravely Default. There's 30 jobs in Bravely Second.
What?
And these jobs range from a ninja to a red mage, white mage, black mage, all the way to a cat creature.
Wow.
You can be this
Wait, what?
horrible cat character.
How was he? He or
I didn't play as that. And we'll get to that in the cons.
That's only an anime.
But the jobs are awesome, and you can grab little support abilities from each job and apply it to your main character.
Yes.
And he then takes from that. So you can pretty much meld up to 3. I mean, there's 5 slots, but you want to specialize a little bit. So probably 3 is where the max you're going to take influence from. I highly recommend the ninja and the cavalier.
What? Okay. Why?
Because the cavalier enables you to equip more than just 2 weapons, and the ninja removes the penalty for those weapons. So you become this horrifying monster at the end of the game.
So, but can't the ninja already hold 2 weapons?
Yeah.
And then he's holding more weapons?
Yeah.
What?
So many weapons.
So many weapons.
He's holding a dagger on his head and also a dagger somewhere on his body.
The spin dash is like, ah!
Yeah, he was just a horrifying creature at the end of the game, and I highly recommend you
He's a
do it as
beast.
well. The last part about the gameplay I want to talk about is grinding. This game is built around grinding.
Of course it is. It's classic.
Classic. So I love that they actually turned grinding into a game with this one. When you're grinding, you get to attack all the time, and with the Bravelies. And then if you kill them in 1 turn, you get to immediately jump into another fight. And when you do that, you also gain 1.5 times the experience for doing so.
Right.
And same with your job. You level up the job with it. If you kill the next guy, it goes to 1.8 times.
So the more you're killing.
The quicker you can kill them, the more stacks you're going to get on your experience.
Oh, that's incredible.
I got up to, the highest I got to was, I think, 2.4 times experience. And I gained so much from that fight.
Whoa.
So definitely it's built around grinding. If you're a person that loves grinding, this is definitely the game for you. This is fantastic. So how does the game look? It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, if it's anything like the
If you, I call it the Monet syndrome. It's definitely a Monet. If you go into the towns, everything looks beautiful, right? It looks hand drawn,
love it.
all highly detailed. But if you zoom in on the characters in any little spot, it's muddy as balls. It looks really
That
bad.
tree starts to look less and less like a tree and more like mud.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. So that's a mixed bag, and also all the characters are chibi. I think they did it because they didn't want to make individual classes for each character.
Yeah, because it'd be easier.
So they can just swap out because they've got circle heads and little bodies. So they can just swap out the classes. I get it, but you also have chibi art style. So that's, some people like it, some people don't. I'm kind of partial to it at this point, but
Actually, like
I know Justin hates it. He refuses to play any game with chibis in it.
why. I wonder. I'll have to talk to him.
Yeah, you have to talk to him about that. Sound is fine. Nothing too memorable for me. There's a lot of J-pop that finds its way in here.
Yeah, you don't like any of that J-pop though.
I don't. We'll talk about that in the cons. So let's talk about the pros of the game. There are a lot, and basically it's the gameplay.
Cool.
This game has so much to it. Not since Dragon Quest 3, however you want to call it, has there been a game so enamored with jobs. At least in my book. I know there have been games that come out that have jobs in it and everything.
Yeah.
But Dragon Quest 3 really focused on it and made it a priority that, like, you hear jobs, level them all the way up, and then get a new job and level that all the way up. This one does it too. I'm sure Bravely Default was the same way. But the job system is so much fun. I can't recommend it enough.
Well, when it's actually a mechanic that you need to keep changing to make yourself like the most optimized beast, like you did with the Ninja and Cavalier.
Exactly.
It becomes so much fun to find ways to bend / break the game.
Yeah. So I highly recommend you just check it out for that. The grinding is awesome. I've never seen a game focus so much on that actually made it fun. And just the fact that it's a turn-based RPG, I'm thrilled. I love it. Now, here's the one con that I have about this game. And this is personal, so this might not be for everybody. I hate anime. I don't watch anime. I don't like hearing people talk about anime.
I know.
Everybody recommends anime to me, like, well, you might like this. No.
Yeah.
I like Cowboy Bebop. I saw the last episode. I thought it was fine.
What? You can't watch the last episode of something and say it's fine.
I'm perfectly fine with it. I just don't like anime. I don't like the style. I think the characters are dumb. Like in this game, the characters are really dumb. The sense of humor is really bad.
Actually, honestly, I saw like the last segment of the game, and I agree with you on that.
So there's two running jokes in this. One of them is that one of the characters is chasing what's called balls, BA''AL, and her crew is called, get this, Ball Busters.
I get it.
Did you laugh?
No.
If you didn't laugh then, you probably won't laugh the next 100 times the character mentions it. It is a running gag, and it is horrible.
And isn't the delivery the same way, too?
Yeah, it's the same way every single time.
I'm a ball buster.
And she calls everybody ball bust. It's just is not good. And the main character's catchphrase is coup de gravy.
What does that even mean?
I don't know what that means, but it wasn't funny the first time, just like the other one. Isn't funny the next 100 times they say it.
Wow.
Also, there's cats. Heavy emphasis on the cat class. Yay.
Well, cats are hot in this now.
Oh, I just can't stand it. And the story, I mean, the characters just talking to each other.
You can't stand it?
Do not. Don't start with me. Don't start right now. And finally, just the characters, how they engage with each other just drives me insane. They'll talk about friendship all the time. And that kind of leads me to my other gripe, I guess, about it. And again, this isn't for everybody, but storytelling in games, this is kind of how all games are right now, but way too much dialogue. You don't need to get every point across through dialogue.
Oh, so way too much unnecessary dialogue.
Right. Find ways to put things in there without you just saying it.
Yeah.
In this game, you don't need to tell me that their friendship is important. I just played a 40-hour game where we all ran together the entire time. I know that friendship is important. You don't need to mention it every time there's a boss fight.
The power of friendship will get us through.
Yeah. So would I recommend the game? Absolutely. Especially if you like farming, if you like RPGs. If you like anime, it's great for you too. Just go watch
Don't roll your eyes while you do it.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Hakusho or whatever it is that you watch.
You love Yu-Gi-Oh!
But absolutely fantastic. Recommend it. $40. Great deal. Can't recommend it enough, really.
All right.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Rosie.
This is The Etch. Thanks for watching.
Bye.